We have almost reached the end of June 2026. Things are progressing in the garden. I'm going to show you a few things on the deck here first. There's a flat of Brussels sprouts coming along, some overflow peppers, and the usual figs, rosemary, and other sundry stuff. A special note here is this fellow here. Let me see if I can get it focused correctly. Now, your challenge is to tell me what that is. Now, weather is quite warm at the moment, so that should bring things on in the garden quite nicely. The ash borer is, emerald ash borer is progressing rapidly through my bush at the moment. Firewood, I suppose, that's the good side of that little story. Now, what can we show you here? What are these pots doing here that have suddenly appeared in this patch of grass? Okay, well, there's 4 locations where we have some squash. Okay, so squash is doing quite nicely, and these pots contain something else. That is a sweet potato. I'll add some details in the description as to what these are doing here. The garlic is coming along and is rapidly approaching the time to harvest. Not quite there yet, but very close. Onions looking pretty good, pretty strong actually. I've been fertilizing those quite regularly, keeping them watered. One of the problems is that I've grown them on land which has previously grown potatoes, and the small potatoes that I didn't manage to harvest have now volunteered. So I have potatoes growing in amongst onions, and I don't want to dig out those potatoes yet in case I interfere too much with the onion roots. So there's a problem to solve. Gladiolus. Gladiolus first planting, gladiolus second planting, gladiolus third planting, and there will be a 4th at the far end. Mixed peppers. Starting to show a bit of effort, but it's been a struggle recently in the cool weather. This is a row of multiplier onions that I'm not quite sure how to cultivate, followed by arugula and carrots. I also put some beets down at the far end, but the beets have done absolutely nothing. They're still tiny, tiny seedlings, and I can't figure out why. Now, let's have a look at the potatoes. Potatoes are looking good. You should be able to see from a quick glance that there are 3 rows on the right and 3 rows on the left. Alright, so those are 2 different varieties. There's the Yukon Gold on the right and Russet on the left. And as you can see, they have a very different habit. The Yukon Gold is very much more upright, so we can plant those closer together. The Russet sort of spreads out quite a lot. As for potato bugs, after catching that first potato bug early in the year, I have seen 0 potato bugs after that. Apart from the cucumber beetles, of course, which are always there in small numbers doing no damage at all. Rhubarb did well, needs weeding of course, always needs weeding. Empty lot, empty lot. Now, what we have here is climbing beans and at the far end tomatoes. I'm letting the tomatoes go this year, not pruning them at all, because I'm afraid that I will prune them so hard that they will stop growing. A bit of weeding to be done here, and finally the climbing beans are producing their runners, which is great. That's what I needed to see. In the meantime, they gave me a bit of a fright when the cotyledons turned very yellow and mottly. There's an example right there. That's the kind of thing that I was a bit afraid was going to wipe them out, but I think it was just a matter of there being insufficient nitrogen at the beginning of the year. Let's go up here and have a look at the... So the nitrogen was stolen from the first leaves that came out in order to produce the second set of leaves. These are Greek tomatoes, and the others are from my own collection of seed, which I'm going to abandon because it's become genetically very unstable. It's getting to the point that I can't get in between my asparagus rows to keep the weeds down. Now, this was sown with beans about a week ago, and they're starting to emerge. Just starting to emerge. For example, there is a bean coming out right there. Here we have another one coming out. They should do well. Let me see, there was another one here which was much more advanced, but I don't see him anymore. So maybe he's been clobbered by something which is trying to interfere with my... Oh, there he is right there. Hardly earth-shaking, but that is what it's growing. I figure those beans should be ready by the time we get our first frost, so the timing should be good. In the meantime, in the background there, quite a few flowers of elderberry, which the birds will enjoy, and thankfully it looks as though we will have a very heavy crop of apples and pears this year. Nothing to worry about there. Okay, well, there's the story so far to this point in the year. Thank you for watching.